We're building a 100-year cabin. Something that'll outlast me, maybe even outlast the mistakes. So we're putting a table right here by the window, a proper place to sit, have a coffee, watch the snow come in sideways. And we're making it from trees cut right off this land. Now up here, hardwood's a rare luxury, so we're gonna go with poplar. Poplar moves, it warps. Most guys wouldn't touch it for furniture. Let's find out if they're right.
How's it going?
The snow's always falling out here, which means we're always cutting a new path. But as long as the base holds, we're good. Now heading back into the bush. If you've been paying attention, you'll know we don't have lumber trees on our land. Those were taken years ago, and up here, trees don't grow in a hurry. And for the folks in the comments saying, just get a sawmill, well, that tells me two things. You're not watching very closely, and you've been watching somebody else's channel. That happens a lot. Now, we don't have lumber trees, but we do have poplar. Small stuff, crooked stuff, 5 inches if you're lucky. And that's what we got, so that's what we're going to use. Now, I haven't been down Beaver Creek Trail since I first cut it a few episodes back. There's a bit of a base in there, but no markings, nothing to guide you. So this is going to be memory work, trying to lay a trail back down on top of the old one. Between the trees is easy enough, they kind of tell you where to go. But once you hit the open stretches, you're just guessing, trying to remember where past you thought was a good idea. Now these trees here, I did cut them and did the respectable thing. I propped them up nice and proper off to the side. Well, it turns out they've developed a mind for wandering. So if it looks like I'm just strolling along plucking trees out of the ground and setting them where I please, I assure you that is not the case. That's just earlier me being optimistic. Now you'll notice walking in boots out here. I've actually found the trail. I'm staying on top of it, nice and civilized. But the moment you step off, well, that's when the bush reminds you who's really in charge. So why come all the way to Polders Field just to cut a poplar? Well, this is one place we already know we're going to be clearing trees anyways. We're going to need the space sooner or later, so we might as well start where the work counts, cutting trees we actually want gone, and getting a little progress for our trouble. Out here you try and make every swing of the axe do double duty. there's a blizzard coming. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've lost the camera. Don't know where. Could be anywhere along Beaver Creek Trail, could be on the end of this cabin trail. All I know is there's a blizzard rolling in, and if I don't find it now, it's going to disappear under the snow and I'll never see it again. So I ditched the sleigh, turned the machine around, and headed back out. This is a trip I wasn't planning on. The front is moving in fast and I'm running out of time. I have to say this is a low point. I was kind of expecting to come back and find the camera just sitting there on the trail somewhere, like it had politely waited for me. But now I'm starting to think it had swung off the sled and disappeared in the snow along the side. And if that's the case, this just turned into a needle in a haystack sort of situation. So I'm going to head back out the same way I came in, only this time half speed, eyes peeled, hoping a spot where that thing decided to jump ship. Yeah, that's it. It's always running on the back of the cut through here,
Yeah.
right? And then that means that the wood and this will be parallel to this edge here. We can flip it so that fence is on this side,
Yep,
and then we can just keep
for the 90.
For the 90, and just
Exactly.
keep cutting them that way.
Yep.
Right? Is that it?
Yep.
Moment of truth, I guess.
So that's your reference.
This is the reference edge.
Yeah. Just looking to basically keep it safe. That way. All right, yeah, so the control at this point will be, you'll be trying to hold it up, but also down and gently sliding it forward. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Practice makes perfect. Dimensions of the table roughly 5 foot by.
No. Just be like, a little square table. Probably like,
Okay.
what is that? 3 feet or 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet?
3 by 3, yeah. Spam detected. Every time. Yeah. So now we've got a reference edge. I just want to get a measurement. So that's
Wondering what is that going to look like?
yeah, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fantastic. One down. Just see
Just go like this, right?
Yeah, nowhere near it.
Yeah.
Cool. That's smart. We needed an engineer for that.
I didn't hit the button first.
These are lovely bullets. That'll keep it flat. We'll catch up soon. Thanks for coming.
Okay, yeah, it was awesome. Thanks a lot for the help. And
When do you think you want to come back to do the next bits?
you never know. Maybe I'll have more logs to cut down before this stuff is dry.
I'll stay tuned and find out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, thanks a lot. Well, it's going to have to do it for this week. These boards need some time now, nothing left to do but let them sit and dry, same as a good pair of boots by the stove. We did get some feedback that our videos were running a mite long, so we figure we make it right by putting out a nice quick 15-minute video this week. Short, simple, and to the point. Just enough to keep the sawdust flying while the wood seasons. So we had some questions from last week and we're giving out some t-shirts. We got a few winners. There were quite a few correct answers, so we just picked one at random. Now the first question was, why did the bins fall off? Well, the answer there is simple. gets so cold out here that the plastic gets brittle. When those bins are strapped down tight and you start bouncing over bumps, the lids and sometimes the bins themselves just plain explode. A lot of folks appreciated ARC2205's comment. The bins fell off because he didn't pop the strap and say that ain't going nowhere. And I think that's about right. I'll try and do more of that in the future, keep these bins from making the run for freedom. We also asked about the diesel heater. Jem Smith wrote in and said the diesel heater is for keeping things from freezing, especially heating up water, and that's true. We use it for heating things. We don't use it to heat the cabin. Sometimes we use it for the batteries too. There were a lot of right answers there, but the main thing to understand is this diesel heater is not the cabin heater. It's more of a problem solver than a comfort device, and it works just fine even if the door is open. Finally, there were a lot of answers about the generator, but James Williard was the first to correctly mention that the generator has a low oil cutoff, and that might be what's causing the problem. And indeed, that was the problem. It wasn't the cold, it wasn't the oil being too thick, it wasn't the engine was on an angle. The truth was a lot simpler. It was almost out of oil. And the bush fix, which nobody got, was that I topped it up with 2-stroke oil just to get me through the next day. Not pretty, but it got the job done. So thanks to everyone who participated and took time to answer questions this week. Send us an email if you're one of the winners. We're going to give some t-shirts out a little differently this time. We'll be keeping an eye on the comments, not for leaving a comment, but for replying to someone else's question or comment. Help each other out, share what you know. The best couple replies we see this week, those folks are getting a t-shirt. Next time, the boss is coming out to do the winter site inspection, and that's always an event. So hit subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss what happens next.